what is GPUNET fundamentally? Like Fullstack AI and Compute Native L1. I presume most of you are here for AI. But we are also going to talk about how it goes to the future of humanity. I am going to talk about Lee Kuan Yew, GPUNET, and about myself in the reverse order. So when I said I'm going to talk about Lee Kuan Yew, people were like, okay. And I was like, look, I'm no statesman, diplomat, historian, not even good with finances, or in the very great way Singapore is. But as an entrepreneur, I want to be able to talk about one of the greatest entrepreneurs who has ever lived. And today we are going to do that. Okay? And then they were like, okay, let's do that. So I think Andrew gave a very great intro about me, but fundamentally I went from physics to AI to crypto to GPUNet. I was really pursuing dark matter, which makes up 30% of our universe. We have no idea. But what we needed to do back in 2010 when I was doing research was to set up $1 trillion equipment to go around the sun to even just know minutely what this dark matter could be. And I said it does not make sense at this point. Okay? If I had those trillion, there are much better things to do. And that's when I started my entrepreneurship journey. Apparently, the clustering algorithm we used, it's today called AI, that became AI. I did my thesis in that. And finally, money led me to crypto. And there was worked with a lot of companies, governments, also did a lot for the Indian defense side of AI, speech to text, back in COVID times. But somewhere we realized 1D AI is done, which is basically ChatGPT. You know, it's only text. Then we said 2D generative AI, which is all the images that you see. In fact, the image that we used back here, you know, very greatly done by Midjourney. Okay? And finally I said, okay, what's remaining? So let's do 3D. Okay? 3D is like, you imagine a GTA-like world, you put text and it's just created. So that's 3D generative AI. We created this, but we fell short on GPUs massively. Like, super short. Like, we needed more than what Facebook has or Meta has, the number of GPUs. So we said, this is a problem that not just me, but probably all the enterprises or all the startups will face. And this is very early 2022. So we said, okay, let me just create a network of GPUs. That's what our name was, GPUNet. And keep a target, can I reduce the cost of GPU cloud? Yeah. Now you go to AWS and you rent, you get your GPUs, but you're paying for the whole setup, all the services, microservices, containerization, blah, blah. But if you only want that GPU, okay, it can be made cheaper. Okay? So the logic is we created an Airbnb of data centers, working with really good tier 3, tier 4 data centers, partnered with NTT, okay, the Japanese conglomerate, Northern Data in Europe, G42 in UAE. And we built this, and we have brought down the cost. Okay? What it means for you at the end of the day is you can get compute which is way cheaper. Now, you wouldn't get it directly for data centers directly from them because they won't care about giving 1 GPU, 10 GPU for 1 hour or 1 week or 1 month, right? They are huge capex businesses. But we have done that here. You must have got like a luggage tag in all of you. If not, you can always take it from me. We have given some free compute that you can go and actually try it out. So let's move on to the big part. Okay, that's about GPUNet, but this is the part that really brings me here. See, we are like in a very, very weird space right now with humanity, very exciting, okay? And if we truly have to be successful, all the AI builders and creators here, okay, some of the things that I got inspired from Lee Kuan Yew can be embedded, okay? And I'm headed towards why is this really needed. Number one, we need like a very strong leadership. As he tells, we need iron in us, okay? Very difficult to get, but something that we have to. Number two is we have to economically align it, okay? Have the hard work in a very deep tech way, not just shallow ChatGPT wrappers, okay? The deeper we go, the more rewards we get, and make the mission bigger than the money, okay? So this part is, I spend a lot of time onto, obviously the greatest entrepreneurs have lived for a mission way beyond, like Elon wants to go to Mars, right? And you always saw Lee Kuan Yew, he always had this, that he wants to make Singapore the best metropolis, even before it was, right? How does this come, you know? Spending a lot of time onto this, I found that it comes from a sense of ownership, okay? The way he owned Singapore, the way he cared about Singaporeans was way different than how many of us are building our products or caring about the developers or the enterprises that will use them, okay? There is also more into that. So fundamentally, if you go to some numbers, ballpark figures, he took it, you know, from 0 to 2 trillion in 50 years. But if you go further, if you take the whole of humanity, you know, in spite of that energy, the number is 0 to 100 trillion in 500 years, okay? The things are starting to feel way overwhelming at the level of an individual, right? But this is still job not done. I mean, I come from physics, and this is all known now. We are right there. Like, we are really, it's unimaginable to properly build a civilization that can go beyond Earth. Yes, Elon talks about Mars, and maybe we go to Moon again, but the size, the time involved, okay, the money involved, is just way huge, okay? None of us will be here by the time we become that future of humanity that is going to that. The solution, all of you are going to create it. Part of what I realized was we need to build a future where the ownership is decentralized. If this ownership can bring that attitude of mission is greater than the money, and that creates a powerful effect, creates a country like Singapore, okay? That is, how do we bring that decentralized ownership, okay? How does it go beyond an individual, you know, whatever CEO Elon doing, or Zuckerberg doing, or Trump doing, or whatever it is? It goes beyond from that to a country level, and how does it also go beyond countries, okay? One solution towards that is with the blockchain, okay? Fundamentally, in GPUNET and in any blockchain, the backend system is shared, okay? Whatever at the end of the day, you do your job, okay, I see, I give you salary, or okay, you did that job, I give you, you don't do, I block you off, or I sanction your money, or I stop your business. In a blockchain, it's all shared. Okay, so the ownership of the action is on the distributed ledger. That's fundamentally it. And the money, okay, which is the economically aligned part, that is also shared towards this in us. So we have a token, dollar GPU, but we have not kept any team tokens for us. Okay, this marks a very, very big difference. In the same way, even Bitcoin did not have any team tokens, or nowadays you'll see a lot of 99% bullshit projects. You know, there's like foundation tokens, marketing tokens, advisory tokens, this, that. Many ways to kind of not do great things. Okay, so that is one powerful way where we want to contribute. Q to hit the video. There's way more into GPUNET. Yes. So we have our blockchain, which is our layer 1. Then we have the compute, which sits on top. And then we have the applications, which are called subnets. And how we have designed is that if all of us, whatever we are creating, could be AI for healthcare, AI for fintech, AI for governments, or it could be AI for the moon, the real economy to come on the moon, is you can create it as an application there. You can use this underlying compute network, okay? You can also be a contributor. If you are a big data center, you can contribute the compute as well, okay? And then these joint network of people become this owners of the economy, of the platform, of the tokens, and of the action. This thing is proven to a high extent where projects like Ethereum and Solana have done really good in terms of network effects. My only goal for all of us would be to, every day, we have 100 things in our life to do, but every day spare out some time into figuring out a solution as to how can we all be one, or how can we all be economically aligned towards one direction, okay? And this is like the most powerful thing that can make us achieve our company goals, whatever users or revenue we want to target, valuation or success. And this is also the future of humanity.